Pelé was born as Edson Arantes do Nascimento in a poor town in Brazil called Três Corações. His family didn't have much money. His father was a football player, but a knee injury ended his career early. Still, he taught young Pelé how to play the game. They used socks stuffed with paper or grapefruit as a ball because they couldn't afford a real one. Even as a child, Pelé's love for football was clear. He played barefoot in the streets, chasing the ball with energy and passion. He wasn't big, but he was fast, smart, and had incredible control. People in the neighborhood started noticing the boy who could dribble past anyone. By age 11, he joined a local youth team. His coach, Waldemar de Brito, saw something special in him. He believed Pelé could be one of the best in the world. At just 15, Pelé joined Santos FC, a professional football team. He was still a boy, but he played with the confidence of a grown man. In his first season with Santos, he scored goals that stunned fans and coaches. He moved like a dancer on the field. Every touch of the ball was magic. People couldn't believe someone so young could play like that. He wasn't just good, he was unforgettable. And soon, the world would find out just how special Pelé truly was. A legend was beginning to rise. In 1958, Brazil called up 17-year-old Pelé to join the national team for the World Cup in Sweden. Many doubted the decision. How could a teenager handle the pressure of the world's biggest football tournament? But Pelé didn't let fear stop him. He knew this was his moment. He didn't play in the first two matches, but when he got his chance, he made history. In the quarterfinals, he scored the only goal against Wales. In the semifinals, he scored a stunning hat trick against France. And in the final against Sweden, he scored two unforgettable goals. Brazil won 5-2 and lifted their first World Cup. Pelé became the youngest player to score in a World Cup final. The whole world started talking about the boy from Brazil. He returned home a hero. Millions welcomed him with cheers, tears, and joy. In one tournament, he had gone from unknown to a global superstar. But Pelé wasn't finished. He continued playing for Santos and winning titles. Fans packed stadiums just to see him. His name spread across Europe, Africa, and Asia. Wherever he went, people chanted, "Pelé, Pelé!" He played with joy, elegance, and heart. Every time he stepped on the field, he brought hope to people. He showed that dreams can come true, even if you grow up poor, even if no one believes in you at first. Pelé returned to the World Cup in 1962 with high hopes. Brazil was the favorite, and Pelé was their brightest star. In the opening match, he scored a brilliant goal and looked unstoppable. But tragedy struck in the next game. He suffered an injury that forced him to miss the rest of the tournament. Even without Pelé, Brazil went on to win their second World Cup. He cheered from the sidelines, proud of his team but heartbroken that he couldn't be on the field. People wondered if his young body could handle the rough world of international football. In 1966, he came back stronger. But this time, things went wrong again. Teams used rough tactics to stop him. He was kicked, fouled, and finally injured once more. Brazil didn't make it past the group stage, and Pelé left the tournament in tears. He even said he would never play in another World Cup. But deep inside, he knew his journey wasn't over. He had faced pain, setbacks, and doubt, but he still loved the game. He still had something to prove. Back at Santos, he kept shining. He scored hundreds of goals, won titles, and played in over 90 countries. Fans everywhere called him the King. Children painted his name on walls. He returned to the Brazilian team with one goal in mind: to win back the world's respect in the 1970 World Cup. He was older now, wiser, and more determined than ever. This time, he would not be stopped. The 1970 World Cup in Mexico was Pelé's final chance to shine on the world's biggest stage. Brazil's team in 1970 is remembered as one of the best ever, and Pelé was its heart. In the opening game, he scored a powerful header. In every match, he created magic goals, assists, and passes that seemed impossible. He wasn't just playing, he was dancing with the ball. In the final against Italy, Brazil played like champions. Pelé scored the first goal with a towering header. Then he set up two more goals including a perfect pass for Carlos Alberto's iconic strike. Brazil won 4-1. Pelé had led his country to its third World Cup title. No one had ever done that before. As he lifted the trophy, the world watched in awe. Pelé had risen from a poor street boy to the greatest footballer the world had ever seen. He played the game with beauty, grace, and love. He showed that football could bring joy, unity, and hope. He wasn't just the king of Brazil. He was the king of football. And though he would retire from international football, his story was far from over. After retiring from Brazil's national team, Pelé continued to play for Santos, traveling the world and bringing smiles to millions. But in 1975, he surprised everyone by joining the New York Cosmos in the United States. Football wasn't big in America, but Pelé wanted to change that. Fans in the US lined up to see the legend. Stadiums were full. People who had never watched football before now wore Pelé's jersey. He turned a quiet sport into a growing movement. He played with heart, even in friendly matches. Every touch of the ball was a lesson in magic. With Pelé, the Cosmos won the National Championship. But more than titles, he brought football to a new world. He showed young American kids that the game was beautiful. His smile, his sportsmanship, and his love for people won hearts everywhere. In 1977, he played his final match, a friendly between Santos and the Cosmos. He played one half for each team. When it ended, he held the microphone and shouted one word, "Love!" The crowd cried. The king had left the field, but his spirit stayed forever. He received countless awards, including being named FIFA's Player of the Century. But he never let fame change him. He always smiled, always stayed humble. He remembered where he came from, a barefoot boy playing with a sock ball in the streets of Brazil. Young players looked up to him. Stars like Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, and Neymar all said Pelé was their hero. He showed the world that football could be more than a game. It could be art. It could be hope. When Pelé passed away in 2022, the world mourned, but his light didn't fade. In every match played with joy, in every child who dreams of greatness, in every chant from the crowd, his spirit lives on. Pelé was more than a player. He was a dreamer, a fighter, and a symbol of unity. He didn't just change football. He became football. He proved that with heart, anything is possible. From the dusty streets of Brazil to the world's biggest stadiums, he walked with grace, played with magic, and ruled with love. The boy became a king, and the king became eternal.